is the Green Beanie, the gnarliest cooking vlog around. This week we have a dish that's not quite a dish, it's sort of like a thing that I make, and it's kimchee, if you've heard of kimchee, which is basically, I mean, it's sort of rotten cabbage, but it's better than that because you can actually eat it, and it's good because it's specially made rotten cabbage. But you get to find out how to make it. So what you need for this awesome kimchee recipe is 1.5 pounds of washed cabbage, because I washed it. It's like water everywhere. Okay, and some daikon, about this much. Daikon is like a Korean radish root kind of thing. It's got sort of like no flavor, but once you put it in the kimchi, it's awesome. And you need like scallions, you need 6 of them, and you need ginger, garlic, and if you want to, you could make it spicy. You can have chili powder, chili paste, something like that. And you also need a lot of salt. This measures salt by the tablespoon. But you don't eat all of it. Some of it turns into like brine, which it kind of sits in. And then you only need like a teaspoon of sugar, which is eaten away by the things that ferment the rest of the foods in there. And you need jars like this, about 2 of them that are big and have a lid. So the first step is we are going to cut up the cabbage and the daikon. And you want to cut them into small pieces, and I'll show you how. See, you have to use Napa cabbage because it's very different from other cabbage. It's like really crinkly and wrinkly inside. It's kind of cool, but you don't want the core because the core is like hard and tough. And then, yeah, you're going to cut them into small pieces. You're also going to do that with a daikon, but you want to put it in bowls. If you have a bigger bowl, 1 big bowl works, but we don't have a big bowl, so we're going to use 2 small bowls. And split it evenly. So this is how you want to cut it. And the daikon you want to cut into the same kind of way. In the same kind of way, not into the same kind of way. On a side note, you want to keep everything clean because otherwise your kimchi making can go very wrong and it can get moldy and go bad if you don't keep it clean. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rinse this real quickly. Once you have rinsed all your Napa cabbage, let's do the daikon.
Daikon.
And then just really thinly like this. So now we're going to get 6 cups of water and put it in a bowl, so let's do that. We're going to measure out 2 tablespoons plus 2 teaspoons of salt, which is probably the most salt. I measure out when I make kimchi, it's like lots of salt. And that's going to be mixed with the water very well. And you want to give it a stir and make sure it's dissolving. And then you're going to pour the water over the cabbage and the radish. And what we're going to do now is we're going to like mix them around, but then you have to mix it around like occasionally for the next 8-ish hours. Like not every hour, so just make sure that it's like maybe every few hours, just come back and kind of mix it around. And then we will be back in 8 hours or so. So I would usually use a time machine, but I've had some bad experiences with time machines.
Time for some pie. I don't think so. What? Oh no, I've created a time paradox! Again? But who's the paradox?
So we'll just go about our daily lives for 8 hours. So now it is about 8 hours later, and we are going to continue on with our kimchi. So what you want is you want some ginger, about this big a piece. You'll use a lot of ginger in this recipe. Maybe a few cloves of garlic, 5 or 6. These 6 scallions, I introduced these at the beginning, and a teaspoon of sugar, which does get eaten up by the bacteria that ferments the kimchi. So what you want to do is you want to finely chop everything, like the scallions. And we're going to chop the garlic too. And for the ginger, you're going to take out a grater and you're going to grate the ginger, like a boss. And once you have everything mixed well in here, or chopped up, well, you can start to add your spices. If you want to make it spicy, you can add chili powder, chili sauce, whatever. I sort of prefer it not spicy. I mean, I like spicy things, but kimchi, like, it's actually really nice if you don't have it spicy. Just like a bit of sugar, like a teaspoon, small teaspoon, and then you're going to mix it around. It's not that much to mix. So what you're going to do now is you're going to try and separate out most of the brine. It's not super important to get all of it, but you want to get most of it. Okay, even if there's a little left, that's okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to put it in this bowl and mix this in with it.
Yippee!
And you need to mix it well.
That was something I needed.
A lot of mixing.
Yippee!
Get all this.
Dun dun dun!
So now what you want to do is you're going to get out your 2 jars, make sure that they are clean, just like everything else hopefully is. And you're going to start spooning just the vegetables into here, so not the brine yet. That's
Vegetables!
And you want to pack them down sort of tightly once you have more in there. So you're going to fill up, it should fill up both the jars. You might have different size jars and stuff, but
They're different amounts.
here, I'll show you when I'm finished. So, this is how you want it to sort of look before you've added the brine. And it should be like compact. You can take your spoon implement thingy and just kind of press it down. And then you're going to take your brine mixture. I'll find a better implement for pouring because I will not be able to pour from a bowl like that. Okay.
You just spill everywhere.
Yeah, just spill everywhere. So you just want to pour it on top and fill it almost right to the top.
What about left to the top?
Left. So now make sure that you have your lids. You're going to put the lids, but not super tight. Just kind of put them on and twist it if you want, but don't tighten it down. And then, yeah, put it on, but don't tighten it. And then you want to get out a plate. And then you're going to put them in here because after a few days it starts to like overflow for some reason. So
fermentation releases gases that cause a chemical reaction, which makes it,
Yeah, don't let your flour get messed up because of this. So this will take 5 to 9 days. Typically 7 days is a good amount of time. So we don't want to waste 7 days waiting for it to go. So if you haven't seen before on previous episodes, this is our time machine. So I'm just going to put these in here. I know I said I wouldn't use time travel again, but really 7 days just for kimchi. Well, looks like only one of them survived, but I was able to get one of them. I think I went ahead in time, maybe a few weeks too far, so it looks like we've already eaten half of it, but here it is. It looks something like this, and it's very nice. It's actually like nice and sour. Well, you should have had kimchi before because it's pretty good, except this one isn't spicy. And yeah, I guess that time travel was successful, so no one exploded or anything. Hopefully, I didn't really get to see what happened in the last 7 days, but yeah, enjoy your awesome kimchi. And I don't know how to make a very photogenic photo shoot of this like I usually do at the end of the episode, but I'll give it a try. And that was another episode of Green Beanie, which includes time travel. If you want to see more episodes of Green Beanie, some which include time travel just like this one, make sure you check out my Green Beanie channel, which is the one you're watching right now. Also, I post a new video every week. Every single one is healthy, gnarly, and made like a boss. And remember, eat good food means more time for snowboarding or whatever it is that you like. If you haven't noticed, I like snowboarding. And check out my other channel, speaking of snowboarding, because I post other things other than cooking, which basically goes on that channel. So check it out and stick around, stay gnarly, and bye for now.